As a teenager, I started using cocaine and marijuana, and very quickly I became a drug dealer. I met my wife when I was a drug dealer. It became part of our world. In 1999, I heard a knock at the door. It was the Drug Enforcement Agency sitting at my door, and they searched the house. And then they told me that this was my warning from them. They didn't want to have to come back. So I just, tried to live right and stay out of trouble for a while, and it lasted weeks, and that's about it.
I had done drugs too, and I drank too. What I couldn't understand is why I could stop and he wouldn't.
I wake up one morning, been up for days, my breathing's off, I'm short of breath. Next thing I know, I'm in an ambulance. So I find out that, my drug addiction had collapsed my left lung. I have a full operation to blow my lung back up, 3 chest tubes hanging out of my side. They told me that I almost lost my life. I call my wife to pick me up as they're gonna release me finally. And the first thing I tell her is, can we stop and buy some meth? I still had the tubes hanging out, and I'm smoking meth. Well, there's an issue, I got a problem. A month later, I continue to smoke. I wake up that morning, and I fight with my wife over the bills. She tells me she wants a divorce, she wants me to go. And I couldn't believe it.
Finally, I just had enough. I was done with God, I was done with him, I was done with life. I was just done.
So I had lost both my cars, my motorcycle, and I'm walking my daughter to school. It started to rain. She turns to me, she goes, "I'll see you after school, Daddy, I love you." And I will never forget her trotting off because it was raining. I just looked at her and I was like, she's walking in the rain right now because of me.
I remember every second of that day. I remember him walking me to school. I remember crying that day because they were arguing in the morning. I could see that it changed him that day. Even if he didn't talk to me, I could see that it changed him.
And I finished my walk to work in tears. I'm sitting in my desk, I'm sitting in my office thinking, how can I not have a car? I make more than enough money to provide. I said, I gotta go to rehab, I got a drug problem. I went home and picked up my clothes and went to the rehab and checked in. And I tell you what, man, life began to get better immediately. I started meeting these people in there, and I'm dealing with these counselors. I'm checking out of this rehab finally after 30 days, and I feel good. And I meet this guy named John.
I met Lewis while I was an inpatient at Valley Hope, Drug and Alcohol Treatment Center in Grapevine. He and I started to talk and became friends. And one day I had asked him, I think I've got a church that you might like, and it was Fellowship Church. I knew Lewis would like and enjoy the music and the services by Ed Young.
When we began to come to this church, we were here and sitting in the crowd, and I remember Pastor Ed was talking about accepting Jesus into your heart, and I haven't done that part.
Jesus is right there with his arms outstretched. Just take his hand. Lord, you know what I've been involved in, and Jesus knows it, and he loves you, and he's waiting for you to take his hand. Won't you grasp his hand?
And I remember praying with him right there in the seat. We did it. We accepted him into our heart. I asked him to take my old heart away and just give me a new one. The next step was baptism, and I just remember being so excited. We're going to do this. I don't know what would have happened without Fellowship Church and Jesus.
It was like God knew what was going to catch us. Here's this gift for you. You're home.
I'm coming up on April 8th. I'll be 4 years clean. Every Sunday, I go to the rehab, and I pick up residents. As many will fit in our van. The more people we're bringing, the better. It's an amazing feeling to sit behind an entire row of people that you've brought here, and you're just praying and you're hoping that they get what you've gotten out of this place. I decided, my life's back together, and I have one thing left to do, and it's to take care of my history with the courts. I'm going to get letters from fellowship. I'm going to get letters from my job, all the people that have seen me change my life, and I'm going to court.
Okay, so we're here in front of the Grapevine Courthouse. You ready to do this?
I'm ready. There could be a possibility I'm not coming back out after this one. Please do me a favor and tell the kids that I love them. Tell my daughter that I love her. And whatever happens, happens here today. And I'm just ready to get this over with and get this baggage off of me.
Don't be scared, Betty. God's got us.
I know.
And whatever happens, I'm very proud of you. And I love you.
I love you too. My name is first on the list, and he calls me up. And he holds, when I walk up to him, he holds up this piece of paper. And he's just looking at it, and he looks at me, and he looks at it. And he goes, my God. What was going through my mind was, I'm going to be in jail for a while. He said, you want to explain yourself? I said, well, the bottom line is, I was a meth addict 4 years ago. And I hand him these letters. He starts reading through these things. He said, we haven't had any success stories come through here in quite a while. I tell you what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do something that I haven't done in quite a while. And it had come down to that second, where my life was in somebody else's hands for a minute. He said, I'm going to clear your record. I'm going to have the state of Texas give you back your life today. I couldn't do nothing but cry and thank Jesus.
I've seen a radical change in my husband. That is a wonderful thing.
It's a miracle that he is where he is now. So lucky to have him as a dad.
I've seen Jesus work in my life. I've seen his moves, what he does, and he can do it. Just give him an opportunity.